I spent the first 27 years of my life playing life from the perspective of I'm just trying not to lose. I would pursue people and relationships so anxiously, grasping, holding on, and when I finally got them, all I was concerned about was not losing them and fearing losing them. I would pursue business opportunity and I would expand my skill set to a point where I could finally offer something to the world. And then instead of expanding that generously, I would sort of guard it and I wouldn't share it meaningfully, and I would develop this sort of distorted relationship with what it means to actually just give, Because when I was afraid of losing, I really wasn't authentically giving my gifts. And the irony is, the 27 years of my life that has been most of my life's journey to this point, cloaked in the fear of loss, ironically, I lost myself. Isn't that how life tends to work, right? Sometimes we have to lose ourselves for the joy of finding ourselves again. So what I want to speak to is just what it means to rediscover yourself and how to get back into alignment with the magic of life. And I also want to speak to timing, because timing plays a huge role. Even though life is non-linear, life tends to work out in some really, really strange ways that we can't comprehend as far as A to B to C timing goes. So the last 9 months of my life have been textured by loss. I lost pretty much everything that I was sourcing my self-value in, from a relationship to a home and even to an old way of doing business and a space in which I was doing business that I loved so dearly. And as much as I'm not concerned about sharing those details, I want you to understand that the texture of my life has been, quote, loss. And I throw that in quotes because nothing's actually lost, things change form, right? But through that journey of experiencing loss, I experienced what it was like to sort of free fall deeper into my own heart. And all of the layers of resistance that I had to sort of blow through. I think of it like those cartoons where, someone's falling out of an airplane and they're hit like a tree and they hit every single branch and the branches keep breaking until they hit the ground. That's kind of how my continual free fall, it's a falling that never ends, in my opinion. But the free fall deeper into my heart has been hitting so many layers of resistance to which I have to choose to continue to allow myself to fall a little deeper, to fall a little deeper, to fall a little deeper. And as painful as each one of those moments of free fall is, there's such a hidden beauty and joy and sort of ferocity of being alive that I've discovered. As I soften and open and expand my heart, I discover more of who I am. I discover more of how big I am, how much capacity I have, how much potential and gift giving I can give to the world. And inside of that, I grieve for the 27 years that I spent playing small, hiding and just trying not to lose the things that I loved. My journey was I had to lose everything that I loved, even myself, so that I could really commit wholeheartedly to the path of the challenge, rather, becoming all that I can be. And I would argue for a lot of people, especially for men, that is a descent. You really find your soul in the descent, and then you find your kind of spirit in the rising. And they can happen simultaneously. And why I'm sharing this with you is all through this experience of me descending, of free falling, and I know so many people in the world are experiencing that and have been. A lot of people are being stripped bare of everything that they sort of know and love. And I'm sharing all this because as painful and challenging to stay committed to that process of letting my heart break in all of these aspects of how I want to experience love, how I want to give my gifts to the world, and what it means to be home. What I discover is that the more I allow myself to free fall, the more I feel so supported by what I call unexpected magic. And right now my heart is full of unexpected magic. But it's taken 9 months of free fall and commitment to just staying true to that path to really start to reap the rewards and benefits. At first I wanted to sort of run and distract myself from the free fall by, I need to go and just move countries, move cities, do whatever, or I need to go jump into another relationship, or I need to just finally just quit everything I'm doing and get a real job. None of that's wrong or bad. But I saw that those things, as urgently as I was craving them, were distractions. And a great litmus test that I've heard from multiple different sources, and I can't quote who it is, but if there's urgency, there's trauma. So when I'm urgently desiring something or needing something, it's not that the desire is wrong, but that's coming from the wound. And I think it's beautiful because then we get to address the wound in whatever area that shows up in life. And for me, I got to learn to sit with the discomfort of feeling this urgency of this is what I need to make it happen right now, and to trust, to soften, to feel, and to trust even deeper the beautiful unfolding that I can't see. And that was really difficult. But part of me knew it's like, okay, these desires are authentic. A desire for a new relationship to myself, a desire for a refined creative business model that was getting a little outdated, the desire to meet the feminine in a new, more empowered way. All of that was true, but you can't force that on timing that's not yours. And it can go either way. Whether you think that you want it right now or you have to wait 5 years, life has a weird way of working. But for me, it was staying connected. I had to really connect to myself and stay connected to my body, my intuition, and walk the uncomfortable road where it's like, when the fuck is something gonna give? Give a dog a bone. I just felt like, come on, give a dog a bone. And as much as there was magic moving in my life, there still was this deep sense of urgency mixed with this sense of trust. And all of the work I've been able to do on myself that is continually deepening, but I can confidently say I'm a radically different man than I was 9 months ago. Heck, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a month ago even. For the better. I've deepened my presence, I've deepened my practice of what it means to be an embodied masculine leader. I've deepened my creative capacity and my ability to communicate and share those gifts with the world more clearly. I've just been able to deepen these places of my life through lots of challenge, and the journey continues, right? You're never done. But now I feel like I'm really experiencing the fruits of all of that labor. I've stepped into this sort of world of unexpected magic where I didn't actually have to do anything besides the commitment of all of that deep work and all of that sitting with my own self. I didn't have to go out there and move cities immediately. I didn't have to go apply to 100 jobs or burn everything down and start something fresh. I didn't have to go find a relationship thinking that was going to be the thing that saved me. I just got to focus on what it means to truly be me and be in my authentic expression and to become magnetic. And from that place is where everything is magnetizing to me. From I don't have to do anything, and I'm standing in line at the coffee shop, I bump into a person who I haven't seen for 8 years, and all of a sudden we have this beautiful deep moment of connection, and she connects me to a long lost brother, and we get to create this new business together. Just things like that, you know? Or just a simple text message from a stranger that now turns into a deep mentorship unexpectedly, where we get to share resources and powerful things like that. And I can confidently say every area of my life has been blasted open into just pure magic that is a product of the deep descent, right? So to kind of give structure to why I'm sharing this to you and why I think it's so important is I know so many people feel like they're in the free fall, you know? I feel like, gosh, I have a really small, tight inner circle, especially of I have about 5 men in my life that I really, really, really love. And like 4 of them have all experienced like heartbreak, displacement, and losing their job or whatever. It's like, holy smokes. So I know that I'm not alone, we're not alone, and you're not alone. And I want to speak to just continually encouraging you to keep your heart open through all of life's sort of shit of trying to get you to close it. And you might close for a moment, and that's okay. Just observe what that feels like, you know. But it's safe to open your heart, to fall a little bit deeper, because soon you'll hit bedrock. Soon you'll hit some firm foundation in your heart, and it goes deeper too. You can roll, it might be a boulder, you know, and then you can roll off the boulder even further. But for the most part, the deeper you can go into your heart, the greater the gifts that you can offer, the greater the potential you can embody, the more expanded man or woman you can become. If there's one thing I've learned, it's like you give from how deep you've gone. The world feels your gifts and your presence from the depth you've gone into your own heart. So to anyone being challenged in life, let yourself free fall just a little bit more, trusting that it is all on its way. And that's not a passive waiting, it's a very active waiting. It's not sitting around waiting for something to save you. It's connecting to yourself and not needing to grasp for anything. Keeping all of your energy and creativity in sort of whatever's moving through you in your own field versus trying to grab something expecting that to fulfill you. The more you get that fulfillment right in your own self, the greater it begins to reflect and resonate in the outer environment. So my heart is full of unexpected magic right now. And things are seasons, they ebb and flow. But I feel like I've stepped into the world that I knew I was creating and being led into when I was going into the descent. I couldn't know what it looked like, I couldn't know what it felt like. But part of my soul knew as I accepted the challenge of descending that I would emerge into this chapter. And I'm beginning to emerge now, and it is so beautiful to be a new person and to see the world. To create, even to share something like this that would have been so edgy for me a year ago, and I would not nearly have been able to have the level of presence and embodiment to be able to just purvey this experience and this sort of transformation. So, deepen your trust and open your heart. Those two things go so far, and they'll impact every single area of your life. And soon you'll start to discover the unexpected magic that is constantly trying to work its way into your life. And all you have to do is focus on being magnetic and authentic to what is aligned for you. So, thank you guys for being here, for listening. If you loved this, you will love my newsletter. And if you also want some facilitation of this process, you'll really enjoy the Embodied Creator Toolkit. That's my paid training. The link is below. But I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next one. So in the meantime, stay well. Ciao.